Welcome to Oklahoma High School girls basketball between the lines with my man, Coach V. What's up, Coach V?
What's going on, Tony?
Nothing much, man. You got a big tournament coming tomorrow.
I'm not a sponsor for Mountain Dew, but if you want to sponsor me up, I take a case because it's tournament weekend.
That's it. There's a lot of big tournaments going on this weekend, not just in Hare. And Hare is sponsored by who? Who is sponsored this tournament?
Lake Point Medical. I'm my sponsor here.
Yeah, that's it.
Busy, man. I'm so busy I can't take it anymore. We got Lake Point Medical's doctor down the road that does that medical center.
Yeah, that's big time.
Yep.
You got some big time teams in this tournament this week, though. Like I said, it's tournament week. I know you had a bunch of tournaments last week.
Mm-hmm.
Different teams. Bigsby and was it Bigsby and
Mr. Kelly had one. Down there in Hartshorn had another one. So there's some tournaments that were out last weekend. And a lot of teams went down to Dallas to play. She got Game Classic.
Yeah, Game Classic. Yeah. I think Union went down there and played that, right?
Union, Westmore, and Norman.
That's good though, But even you got the this defending state champion in 5A coming over. Jennifer Douglas, she'll be bringing her team over.
Mm-hmm.
She'll kick it off at 1 p.m. with El Reno and Star Spencer. Then at 7 o'clock that night, you'll hook up with the almighty Bishop McGinnis, the Lady Irish.
Yep.
Then you got a team, new coach over there that was over at Classen, that's taking his talents over to Newcastle, and they'll hook up with John Marshall at 10 a.m. And I'm gonna try to come make that one just to see Newcastle, new coach, new team. A lot of kids came in and moved in. Elgin's one of their top players moved in over there. And then you'll have at 4 o'clock, should be a really good game. You'll have Shawnee taking on Heritage Hall.
There's a couple teams there you talk about, but not a lot of people know about it. They're wondering, Shawnee got McGee moved in.
Yeah, from Bethel,
so how's that working out? Newcastle got, Coach Jim moved over from Classen, got a couple of new kids. He got the kids that came back from Grind Prep, 6'2", and got a couple of sisters who came in, and he's got a really good freshman class. So there's a lot of buzz about him.
Yes, big time buzz.
And he hasn't played in Oklahoma, so nobody really knows.
Yeah, because they play in Arkansas.
Played in Arkansas, I believe.
I think they won the first game by 1 point. So this week could be their first test. The chemistry. We talk about chemistry all the time. What's the chemistry going to be like? Even though you got a bunch of girls that have a bunch of stars and very athletic and can play, but how are they going to be able to play with each other?
I saw Shaka Smart. I don't know if you saw that on Instagram or on social media. But Shaka Smart was talking about he doesn't do the transfer portal because he believes that his 4-year guys are better than some guy moving in.
No,
and so he stays kind of out of it a little bit, and and so he kind of believes in that chemistry stuff as well.
Well, I think you have to, Coach. You get too many kids. They play 1 year and then they're gone. Then they go. You've seen kids play 4 or 5 different teams in the years they've been in college. So, one, how you ever gonna have a brotherhood or a sisterhood if you're not playing with the same kids that you play with, week in and week out, and plus get to know each other, know what each other's going to be on the floor. Like I said, this week will be a good test for you, though. You got some top teams coming in. Right now, you're sitting at what, 3-0?
3-0 at a game last night. Beat Mount St. Mary's, and it was 55-39. We were up by 20, and at the end of the game, kind of changed a little bit. But I was proud. We didn't really shoot very well, and found a way to win and just hit a bucket here and there. And
that's all you got to do.
That's what you got to do. And then played solid defense.
Yes, sir.
Kylie Ross, who signed with East Central, got hot in the fourth quarter. And, she had a little run on her own. But, we relied on a new kid, as I posted. That's 3 games in a row. We've had 3 new kids score for us as far as being a lead scorer. Last night, it was Maggie Vincent.
But she had a double-double, right?
Double-double at 20 points, 15 rebounds. And, so she kind of came into her own last night as a Lady Panther. So, McGinnis will be a good test. They've got some freshmen over there, Aisha Tucker that's over there, and they got Mariah Conley and have another lady, young lady shot some threes against Cassidy the other night. So, pretty even matchup. Probably the 4 and the 5 may be the best game. I'm not going to take away Heritage Hall. Heritage Hall has a good freshman over there, and Reagan Fowler as a signee.
Yes, sir.
I think at Rogers State, maybe I may be wrong, but they've got a good team too. So I would say those are going to be good contests. Ours and McGinnis, and interesting to see Shawnee and Heritage Hall.
Yeah, like I said, Jennifer Douglas, she's coming off that perfect season. Have a couple of young ladies coming back from that state championship team, but she'll find out what she's made of. This year. Having some new players step up and taking on the starting role. But also, she won the tournament last year here. So
she won. Now, my knowledge, she's won the last 2, and I think Choctaw won it before that.
Okay,
But I may be
okay.
wrong. I mean, I'm second year here, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
but coach, like I said, you got to be pleased with you're sitting at right now, 3-0. These girls are learning that winning tradition, so that goes a long way. But like I said, there's a lot of big time tournaments. I know Norman is put on a tournament this week too.
Norman's been on a tournament, and it's loaded. And
Yeah,
Norman's doing very well. I
yeah,
mean, Norman is came back from Texas and did well. And they got again Keely Parks and
yes,
Ayla Browning and Destiny Deer. I mean, I can go on with Avery Ragland. I mean, I can go on with the names they have, and they're pretty loaded, pretty
yeah.
deep. And 6A is shaping out to be pretty tough. I mean,
Ooh,
we talk about some of the upsets that you saw right
yeah.
here. I
I mean,
mean,
you saw what Ed Memorial.
number one went
Yeah, it
down.
went down
You
last night
know,
against Katie Bassett. She gets beat the first week of the season, and she comes back with a. She probably clicked those heels a couple times,
She
coach.
probably did,
Yeah,
and had a good run at Bishop Kelly. I mean, that's
yes, sir.
sometimes what you have. I mean, I had a good run at Bishop Kelly, and Cherish Haywood got all tournament,
Yes,
who
sir.
signed, I believe, with Radford, and then you got Maya Alston, that had MVP. So that I think
That's a big weekend.
that's a good weekend. You win those 3, and then you turn around and you
Then go knock off.
go
Well,
knock off
they're
Edmond
playing good ball.
Memorial.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes, like you said, that first game might have a little bit of jitters. Girls starting for the first time, but
Right.
her being a coach that she is, been around. Coaching Middle City and all the different places she's coached at, so she knows how to get you motivated and get you ready to go play ball. So shout out to her. But like I said, in this Norman tournament, you got PC North. They'll be taking on
I still think
Stillwater.
people underestimating PC North.
No, PC North, I think is going to be a good team.
I think people are still overlooking them, no coach.
Yeah, you got PC North taking on Stillwater. Then you got Midwood City taking on Norman North, which would be a good game because Norman
Yep.
North is a pretty good team. And then you got Dale City taking on Edmond Santa Fe that lost a tight one last night to
Right.
Choctaw, 45-44. And then the nightcap, I think you're going to have you'll have Lott and Mac taking on Norman. So
Right.
a tough tournament. You got some top teams. From 6A all the way down to 5A.
Be a lot of Mac.
You got Dell City and you got Dell City and Midwood City. Both of those teams, I think Midwood City is sitting at 4-0 with some Coach Knight, who we had on the show a couple weeks ago, is sitting at 4-0 with some new girls in the starting lineup.
They had that squad. I don't know very well. Is there a girl named Celie, CC, or something like that? Celea, or something like that? Midwest City.
Is she new or she been there?
I don't know. I know they had a young lady. I saw the post somewhere. Some young lady from Midwest City at 28 last night.
That's a big
I'm
night.
To find that name for that young lady
and give her a little bit of love, huh?
Give her a little love.
That's what we do here. That's what we do here. All we're asking you guys to do is the same thing. If we tweet you, just retweet it. Like it. Give it a heart. Give it something, coach. That's all we ask. I mean, we're not asking you to I know coach is asking for, was it Diet Doctor? Diet Mountain Dew?
Diet Mountain Dew.
Hey, I like Diet Mountain Dew too. I bought one before I came. I left mine in the car though.
I'm a cheap sponsor right now. Cheap sponsor.
Hey, you know what? Coach needs new nets and needs new things. So hey, come help the Lady Panthers out though. But like I said, big time tournament this weekend, man. I know Carl Albert goes up to Duncan and playing Duncan this week. Some tough teams. I think they start off with is it Cash?
Cash.
Cash.
Cash is in a rebuild. Coach Thompson down there's in a. Coach Bo came over from Ampo and then went to Chattanooga, and he's got Cash, and it's in a total rebuild. I mean, they're struggling, but that's a tough one for him and Carl Albert. I mean,
coming right off the bat, because Carl Albert's got 2 games under the belt, Southeast and then Santa Fe. Not some of the great opponents, but he'll get a better test tomorrow to see where his girls stand at. Coach Ritchie and Banks and those guys to see what they stand at. But right now sitting at 2-0. Anytime you can be sitting at wins and no losses, it always looks good. But everybody's gonna get challenged. I don't think I think what Jennifer did last year was just amazing going undefeated. But I think it'll be tough for any team this year to go undefeated again. And it could happen. I don't know if it's going to happen in 6A because I think 6A is really loaded. Then you start looking at some of these, 4A rankings. I know you guys are in the 4A rankings. I got to give you some love, though, because, you started from the bottom, now you're at the top.
That's right.
You moved yourself up, though. So congratulations to you guys on that, though, man. I mean, what are you sitting at, number 14 right now?
14.
14.
I give my girls, I told them today is, or the other day when it came out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard work. That's
a big
season.
Time.
That's a hard work of being coached hard by myself and understanding the expectations. And, it feels good. I mean, that's why I took this job, was to put it back on. Obviously, nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't where it needed to be.
I mean,
and so that's what we're trying to do, is get out, earn a little respect, and try to stay in that top 20. I mean, I'm not, that top. When you look at top 8, top 10,
yeah,
we're gonna need some more work, but But
Well, if you're looking at, you got Lincoln Christian's a team that's, pretty low. They got a lot of girls coming back. Douglas, they're senior heavy.
mm-hmm.
Then you look at, Glenpool, they're sitting at what 2-1. Then you look at Fort
Yep.
Gibson's a team that's always good. Bethany, I mean, they're 0-1.
Right.
And they're still ranked in the top 5. You got Kingfisher. Kingfisher's a team that I like to kind of keep my finger on because they've done some good things right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're sitting at 3-0. Then Locust Grove, is another team sitting at 2-1. Tuttle sitting at 2-0. And Tuttle, they're in that same tournament this weekend with Richie's in.
Right.
So, you'll find out somebody's going to have to take a loss this week. Then you got Duncan that lost a tough game the other night against Midwest City. So you're looking at some teams that's really standing out, doing some good things. But you're also going to look at, hey, you start playing in these tougher tournaments. You start playing, classes either hire you. Even I can't even say in basketball, I don't think you could be a 2A team or a 1A team and go play in a big time tournament and still find yourself getting a loss because I seen that last year. The team that's I think they're in the Mustang Classic. Sealing is
Sealing.
Sealing is a team that's a lower class team, but man, they're gonna give you everything they want, and they've won a couple state championships in a row.
They do that. And, they have a height. They got a young lady I saw, Emily Harding, that played about 6'1", very versatile, and so they have some good players that go through that program that are for Class A at a collegiate level. You talk about 4A. I can go through each one of these rosters, top 8.
But funny
they all
is
have college players.
Yeah, coach, because you look at Newcastle, they're sitting at number 10. I didn't mention Medill, but Medill's always a good little program. But you're looking at Newcastle that's sitting at at number 10. Then you look at Broken Bow that has some girls that moved in, so it's gonna make them better than what they were. Dwarfrock Creek is right up the street,
we'll
and
play
then
them.
then you look at what Oolaga. Yeah, don't know much about them. What do they count built
They
like?
got a new coach. They got a good post player. Her name is Kibi. I want to say Kibi Sia, something like that. Again, and so they got a good post player. When you talk about like Newcastle, I think Newcastle could be higher. It's just unknown.
It's unknown. No one's. I mean,
you got
like
names. You got names, but like you talk about how they feel, they fit in Jim's roster or his philosophy.
And he still ain't got he probably ain't got his rotation down yet though.
He doesn't. You talk about Medill. You got Alexis Holmes, who's ranked number 2 in the new 28 Prep Hoops ranking.
Yes, sir.
She's 28. She could be number 2. She could be number 1, but I think they're still without her sister, and her sister's is the other 6'1".
They're pretty. That's the Holmes. That's Herbert.
Holmes.
That's Herbert Holmes. Little nieces.
Yeah,
I know about them. Yeah.
The older one.
And their dad. Don't their dad coach the team?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He coaches the team, but the senior one's still out. I don't think she's back yet.
Yeah.
And I saw a post the other day. He posted that he's still missing 2 key pieces. Now I know one of them is his daughter, the older daughter. So there'll be a team after Christmas probably that will change. And like I said, there's a lot of teams. I mean, there's not going to be a lot of movement in that top group there.
No. I mean, you got Justice Woods. She's at Douglas. Her mom's with the head coach over at Douglas.
Yep.
And you look at her. She's just a freshman, right? But that team is kind of senior heavy. So
she got 6 seniors.
Yeah. So you wonder what's going to happen after that because that's after that it's all rebuilding. You got her as a good platform, but you're gonna maybe get girls to come in and help her too here down the road. But shout out real quick to a couple girls that we know real quick. Number 5, Aaliyah. Prestridge. We had a sister on the show earlier. Top player in the state. She's a junior? The older sister, Kaya's just a junior.
Yep.
And then you got the younger sister, 2020, 28. 5'10" point guard. Probably a little guard, small forward, but you got her on here as top 5. Then you got Jordan Richardson, a young lady that's over at Carl Albert. She's ranked. She's number 8 on this list.
Right.
Then you got Paisley. Your point guard.
Yep, she got in the top 20.
Yeah. Hey, coach, if you're in the rank, you got to start somewhere. So.
Well, and you missed, the couple kids I saw, the Brooklyn Miles kid at Paul Huska.
Yeah.
Her tournament that she had.
She had a good.
For Paul Huska, she had 52 points in 3 games.
Woo.
So.
Is she just a freshman?
Just a freshman, 5'9", very versatile. So she's a nice little prospect there at that group. And then, Mari King. Mari King, I saw they beat a team the other day. I'm not going to mention the team because it was a pretty bad score, but they beat them by 30. And for Ardmore, that's a change. So
that's big. I mean, she's a big time player. I mean, she can play the post, but she also can come out and play the guard position too, though.
So there's some kids up and down. We talked about the Davis twins at Union.
Yeah, I really like those 2 young ladies, man.
Union beat somebody the other day. It was pretty tough, and How about the biggest? I think the biggest win over the weekend was Booker T.
So,
Washington over Bixby in the
yeah.
Bixby tournament.
Well, and they ended up knocking off that
North side out of Arkansas.
Arkansas team with the Gooden girls on there.
Yeah.
Both of those girls are going D1, so it tells
Mhm.
you right there. The Oklahoma girls, but they took their talents over to Arkansas, but they get beat. I think they got beat by Booker T.
I heard it was Northside. Booker T beat him by
two or three. Yeah, 2 or 3. I talked
think
to
it was
Eric the other
overtime,
night.
too.
Yeah, so that just tells you right there with where Booker T's at.
Mhm.
But hey, they're 5A though,
Right.
so I know a lot of those 6A teams are doing this, coach. They're like,
Yeah.
we ain't got to worry about them though.
Yeah.
But like I said, man, it's pretty cool. Like I said, the season's kicking off, man. You're starting to have these tournaments, and that's when I think you find out where you're at when you get to play teams that you really don't get to scout that much.
Right.
Because once you play a team in your division, you get to scout them at least twice, so
Mhm.
you know a little bit more about them. But here and now, I mean, I know you probably watching film on some of the teams that you're gonna match up this weekend.
Well, the problem that you have is like some teams got move-ins and transfers, and they have one film. And the thing about that, I used to hate it. I used to hate it when I was at OBU.
Yeah.
Back then I'm old, so you had a FedEx and everything. And I'm begging for film, and they send me a film, and they play 2-3 zone. I'm like, great, this film is wasted. I play man.
Yeah.
So ain't nothing to write. Man,
Yeah.
I might write about some shooters, but the defenses work the same. So I'm trying to find film on El Reno. If I win, I take care of
Yeah, they only got what? Because they only open up Tuesday night.
Yeah. Diamond the other night, won by 24, I think it was, or 26. Yeah. So they got, I've seen them in scrimmages, but,
a lot can happen from a scrimmage to from
Yeah.
your lineup into girls being hurt, girls being out. So
Yeah,
a lot can happen.
So you try to find film on Newcastle. I think Shawnee's had one game. So there's a lot of things in that first. This tournament weekend is pretty tough because you just don't have enough film. And if you have, either it might have been a bad score or the defense is just ain't what you run. It's not what you run.
Yes, sir.
So good tournaments, good weekend to make a statement. It's a big weekend before Christmas break.
Christmas break, yeah. A lot of teams over Christmas break, do you guys scrimmage a lot against other teams, or you just kind of just hold a practice?
We'll scrimmage. We'll hold a practice, bring them back 27th, and we play Lawton Mac on the 28th, and the Dell
City Festival.
Dell City Festival, and then we'll scrimmage Norman North and Purcell on 31st, and then after that, we're just get ready for a Lindsay tournament. But I like to go down to that Phase 7 Mustang tournament.
Oh yeah, the classic,
yeah, classic. I mean, there's a lot of teams that they're in there. I know Allen's in there, and they're playing somebody who's really 6A, so you got a 2A playing. It's one of those tournaments where you go root for the little man. I mean, the small school.
Yes, sir.
And but it's a good tournament, and they do a good job at Mustang.
That's big time.
Mhm.
So you look at it like I said, the young lady that had would you say she had 15 and last night that went for a double.
For us?
Yeah, for you guys last
Maggie
night.
Vincent?
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about her game last night, because like you said, each night has been somebody different. But anytime you can get 15 rebounds, man, that means she's crashing the boards. And then I think she had some assists and a couple blocks too.
Yeah, she had some blocks, had some and deflections. She had like 5 deflections. It was just one of those things where she's been kind of hanging. We talk about our team, and one night I had Allison Priestley. The next night it was Sailor Eaton with 28, and then last night we were a little cold from the outside. So you know what? We went inside, and Maggie went to work. And the good thing about Maggie Vincent is she's just that type of kid that knows her night's going to come.
Yes.
And she hung around about 9 or 10 the first 2 games and realized, you know what, my team needed me, and she went to work inside. And the good thing about those 15 rebounds, they weren't all hers. It wasn't like me shooting on one side and going to get it. I got double.
Yeah. You
7 of them are my own shots that I missed. But she did a good job. Worked hard inside, has good footwork, and she's a kid that I had it 2 years ago at Luther, and she got some doubles for me at Luther, and she's gotten better and matured, and I think she's a young lady who can play at the next level somewhere. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be high, but I think she can play college ball somewhere.
That's what it's all about, to get that school paid for.
It is. So we talked about 2A. Dale. I think Dale made a statement in 2A. Dale's had some good wins. Played Bethel. I'm not going to handle Bethel pretty easily with the score. I don't know if they got out to early run and just never looked back. But Dale's got a young lady that Tegan, I think her name is Munsley. She signed with Drury University out of Missouri, who's a good program.
Good program, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a Class 2A program that's got a D2 sign. So I think Dell's in line to have a. Then they got your girl from Carl Albert that came over,
That's Skyler.
Skyler. You know, what I mean, so I think Dell's in a good position at 2A to make a nice solid run. I know Piccolo's there sitting with them. Harstone, we talked about beating Howe. He's got 3 kids that are D2 level or more. And then, don't count Riverside out. Coach Kelly does a good job at Riverside. And, sometimes he gets his kids late. They don't get to have Christmas practice like everybody else because they go home, being a boarding school.
A boarding school?
Yeah. So, that's a college job where you have 2 different seasons. In college and JUCO or NAI or Division II, you have them in that second week of December. You don't see them until the end of December. And hopefully they go home and do things while they're on their own. So, but he does a good job, so don't count them out in 2A. I mean, he'll play anybody. He played Lincoln Christian the other night. I mean, he don't care. Coach Kelly, and he knows it's going to make him better.
No, that's it. And that's what you should be shooting for. It doesn't matter what you're doing in November, December. It matters what you're doing in the month of February and March. So get ready for the tournament, though. Like I said, everybody knows the tournament this year is all going to be played kind of like what UCO is doing in football. Everything's played at all the football games been played at UCO, but this year all the basketball tournaments going to be played at
the field house.
That's everybody. That's everybody. That's boys and girls.
Yeah. Have you seen the video of the new place?
No.
Oh, you got to check it out. It's nice. It's top notch. It's going to be a nice arena. It ain't going to have the same vibe, but it's going to be a big time arena from what I've seen.
But
luxury boxes and everything.
I like that. I'll be honest with you. When I went last year to go watch Douglas play Weatherford, man, and I was really impressed by it. I feel like everybody was in there was loud. I love when a gym is loud and everybody's cheering, and then having a gym that's big, but you got people kind of spread out. I watched.
Yeah, don't lie to me now. Were you sitting in the cushion seats or the wooden seats?
I was sitting in the wooden seat, Coach.
Okay.
They hurt, Coach. But it was fun to sit there, though, man. I love, like today, I'm on vacation, so I wouldn't caught a game today. I wouldn't watch, the freshman, Carl Albert freshman girls play. And then, tomorrow, we'll be out here, doing interviews and talking to coaches and players, and just trying to get Oklahoma, between the lines, girls, get our names out there more and more we can. And I know a lot of people is excited about what we're doing. I know we fell off just a little bit on the viewings, but I just think that the more we get people's names out there, the more they start following, and that's gonna be my job this weekend is get people subscribe to the show, follow us on Twitter, because like I said, you couldn't ask for a better, especially having tournaments, and then you can start hitting all these tournaments and getting these girls to follow us, because we do have a lot of girls that say thank you. Me having 2 different Twitter pages, man, it's crazy because it goes off. I got 3, but the other one I really don't use as much.
I got 5.
Yeah, you're a popular man though, but it works out good. But shout out real quick, like I said, to the people that sponsored this tournament this weekend, because it takes everybody to do it. To all the parents, boys and girls. I know we're talking, the girls, but the boys will be hosting the tournament here too. Harrow boys, so
it is the oldest tournament to my knowledge.
What is it? 52. 52.
It is the oldest tournament to my knowledge that has boys and girls in the same tournament. Now you got Bertha Teague, you got tournament champions and things like that, but to my knowledge, this is the oldest one that's been around. And we're sitting here on a Wednesday at 7:00, and I still got parents here setting up. They're setting up trophies, they're setting the hospitality room. So they're here at 7:00 getting ready for tomorrow, and I appreciate my parents that do that. It is a great tournament, and we try to host. We take pride in it, to where these people are getting off work and they're coming up at 6:40.
It's working, probably working to about 10 o'clock tonight.
Probably up. I think our theme tomorrow is Mexican, and so I don't know what we'll have. We have theme night every night, but the parents probably up cooking late.
You talking about Mexican food?
Oh yeah.
Coach, I'm eating.
And Mama's at home cooking. Mama got home cooking dessert. Mama can make some desserts.
Hey, Coach, I'm gonna take my little extra shot.
I'm taking
my extra shot. I will be ready to eat. I'm on vacation this week, Coach, so I will be here though. But I think it's gonna be fun though, man. I haven't never got a chance to come over to the tournament. We've come close to coming. I know Choctaw's in a few years. And we want to come over, but I just think with some of the teams you got in tomorrow, man, I'm really excited about seeing the Newcastle. To see what they bring, all the hype around them. And then, Jennifer's like, hey, man, I'm not giving it up yet, and like I said, if you guys win your first round, you'll meet.
We'll play El Reno in the first round,
second round,
second
right?
round,
second round. So Friday, what, afternoon? It'll be Friday night. Friday night. So you have the lights on, huh?
Yeah, we play at
Loudspeaker
7.
going, music going,
Sometimes
huh?
I'd rather just play at 2 and be done.
Yeah, that's it. Then you can sit back and scout, relax.
I can sit back and eat, take me a nap if I want to,
that's
scout a
it.
little
That's
bit.
it. That's it.
But no, we talk about 3A rankings. We talk about 2 and 4. I'm looking at 3A rankings, and I'm trying to figure out here. Anadarko dropped down, and Anadarko is. I'm telling you what, that is a good ball club.
I think when everybody's clicking for them, man, I got a chance to watch them play over there in that
OBU scrimmage.
OBU scrimmage, and they went scrimmage Carl Albert. And I don't think the girls came out as far as they did as in the OBU scrimmage because I think once the bigs get going, and they got 3 young ladies that's good size, but I think they got the young lady that's going to what the
Northeastern.
Northeastern.
State. Yep, Coach Ferguson down there.
Yeah,
Ivory Miller.
Yeah, I think once you get her going, she's unstoppable. You got the double teamer. But that day I got to watch her over at Carl Albert. That's after school, riding the bus, coming up, probably not as the one at OBU was on a Saturday, so you probably got to sleep in a little bit. But when you've been at school all day, then you got to, like I said, get on the bus and kind of make things a little different. You talk about that all the time. Don't get on the bus and go right up to some place and think that hey, you're gonna have an easy night, and then that team member knocking you off because you didn't come into the gym fired up, ready to go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they can do in 3A. Because who else is in 3A?
Coach Simon at Washington's always got his group ready to go. He's got good players, and Community Christian is a team that's got everybody back. They actually added a freshman, and they got a really good a point guard. And Community Christian made a run last year in state.
I think that's a team that you got to watch out for. That's what Venable's daughter plays on, and that I think that's Washington beat them last year in the semifinals to get to state because Idabel beat Jones to get to state. I know Jones has kind of kicked their season off. Bethel, like I said, losing one of their top players to go over to Shawnee. I think they still got a good team that can get there, but some girls are going to have to step up their game though. But I think if you're looking at the front runner, you're looking at Washington. Their middle school all the way to their high school is very well coached, and coach does a good job. And I know he's excited because he got a couple girls that's in 7th grade and 8th grade that are his daughters that he's gonna get the chance to coach and try to win a state championship. But Washington to me right now, man, they beat somebody the other night pretty bad.
But I'm telling you, I think Anadarko, them dropping down, puts them in. That first 3, and I'm gonna tell you, Coach Kingston does a good job.
Yeah,
Kingston does a good job. Saw them in Ada tournament, and they do a good job. But it's kind of interesting. Washington kind of always been that lead runner after now that Jones has kind of changed the dynamics of their program. But dropping Anadarko down, that's a huge one. That's dropping a usually a top 10 4A program down to a 3A.
They still hold their own tournament too, Anadarko.
Oh yeah, Anadarko does. Yep.
Yeah, I knew El Reno was in it last year. I think they ended up hooking up in the finals. El Reno
and Anadarko's not. I've been there. It's not. And I've played against Anadarko, and it's not an easy place to play.
No, it's a tough play. But like I said, Community Christian's a team that I said, if you had to put who's going to be the top 4 there, I would have to put them in the mix. That hey, they can shoot lights out though. You get those girls going, they can fire the ball around and get around. Don't have a lot of size, but when everybody on the team can shoot a 3 and they're all knocking 3 or 4 down, it can make it a long night.
Yeah, so that's a good one. I still think you talk about 6, 5 with Booker T, and I think with 4, when you talk about your top 8, it's tough to get in the back door.
Yeah.
Usually every now and then you hope you got about 2 slots. You got your 4, and then you got maybe 2 more, and then you got 2 that like is open. Like maybe someone's in the top 10, top 8. I won't say shouldn't be there, but they're not that type of team of like playing Washington. And 4A and 5A and 6A, I don't think they have that anymore. And so trying to backdoor your way in a state tournament there is going to be pretty tough. And what I mean by backdoor is you kind of want to play with where number 1's at. So you play number 1, and they usually get like number 8. And so you're like, okay, usually you get number 1, 8, 10, 15, something like that. And you're going to play number 1 in your semifinals, and if they win, they go to state tournament. Now you are playing number 8, 10, 12, 15, 16. That's your way to get back in.
Yes, sir.
The only way that messes up if number 1 gets beat, and then you got to play number 1 to get into the state tournament in the area finals.
Yeah.
And,
that can be tough.
That can be tough. So that's what I mean by backdooring your way into the state tournament.
Well, Coach, anything else?
No, I'm like I said, go home,
You gotta get some rest. Get ready.
drink my dew. I'll be in class tomorrow. I will tell you that I'll be right here. It's a good thing about my administration. They let me, we're hosting, and so they let me be here all day, the next 2 days, which is fine. Our boys' side is just as tough,
Yeah,
and
because El Reno's boys are pretty good too, man. I
El
know they
Reno
got
boys
some.
won it 2 in a row. Shawnee boys are pretty good,
Yeah,
and then I don't. Someone told me, I think my boys coach showed me Bishop McGinnis hung 40 on somebody the other night.
yeah, and John Marshall's always pretty good. With the
John
Pro
Marshall, Coach Cudjoe and him do a
yeah,
good
Josie,
job.
yes,
John Marshall and so the boys side is pretty good too. So it's a good tournament. I mean, boys and girls, on both sides. Usually you got a girls tournament, it's pretty tough, but it's a good tournament. And I'll be sitting there looking at scores for other tournaments.
yes, sir.
And we're going to live stream ours. I know there'll be a link up on the school site for live stream to
That's good.
watch
So you watch all the games.
for day pass. You get a day pass. You watch all the games you want.
That's
What I
good.
mean?
That's a good
So
deal.
sit in the couch and do like you do, like I do NFL. I
So,
watch kickoff, watch a little bit, take a nap,
nap and wake
wake
up
up
in
fourth quarter,
That's it.
and the action's happening.
That's it. That's the best way to do it. But like I said, folks, we appreciate you. Always checking us out every Thursday morning on Oklahoma High School Girls Between Lines. Like I said, this week's big week for Vic. We try to make sure show a little bit shorter this week for he can get home and get some rest and game plan for this whole weekend. Like I said, not only is he helping with doing the girls side, but they all helping with the boys side. So we just ask you to get up tomorrow morning, check it out, root him and any team that you got going this weekend. There's a lot of tournaments going on, different places though. So I'm excited, to come back with some scores. And next week, we might try to have a guest. We're getting into Christmas break, so we'll keep rocking and rolling and doing our thing. But like I said, we just ask you to like. We're getting our subscribes up. We're up to 111.
111.
Yeah.
I got my student body. I got some kids in class here.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
tomorrow is my job to go out and try to get us to at
Yep.
least 150. So tell people to subscribe and sign up for either the YouTube channel or even our Twitter page. Tell us something that you want to see, that you want to talk about. There's a young lady that's flying under the radar. We gave some young ladies shout outs to the 2028. We'll start doing that with the 2029 girls. As don't really have a ranking, but start talking about something that's out there that's hey, before you know it, the middle school season's over. Then they're getting ready for high school ball. So, like I said, we appreciate it, Coach. Anything else before we get out of here?
No, just keep watching, and if you got highlights or something,
Yeah,
tag us in it because
that's it.
I watch them and I'll even reply back. But I put them down like 28 rankings came out, and I had a couple of people that I think myself and some of the scouts may have overlooked, just because we haven't seen them.
Yes, sir.
And send us your stuff. I mean, we're just going on what we see, and there's a lot of young ladies out there that I know can hoop that I just haven't got my eyes on. So tag us in your highlights. I mean, it ain't gonna bother me. I'm gonna look at them, and that's what I do. I sit on my iPad and I go through my tags and I watch highlights, and just do that.
Yeah.
Hook us up.
I mean, DM us. If you don't want to put it all out there, everybody see it, DM us. And like I said, we'll get it out. We'll retweet it. We'll talk about you. Like I said, that's something that you've done is very special, and you're kind of shy and you don't want to get on here and talk. Send it to us. We'll talk about it. Just let us know, and we'll bring it up on our next show. But folks, we appreciate you always, 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 watching us, subscribing to us, giving us a like. We want those thumbs up. We give us thumbs down. Let us know what we're doing. I felt like last week I was really, really loud, so hopefully we're not so loud. But it's pretty cool to shoot in the gym.
Yeah.
I really like this little format too. We're not in the basement, but we're here in the gym. Got the lady Air Panthers behind us with the Panthers behind us, and here the gold ball right here. This is what every young lady's playing for this weekend is to have that in their trophy case, and I always go back. It's pretty cool. I got to see Peyton's mom. She's up there on the wall. She had to show me that she was up there on the wall, so it's pretty cool that the mom played here and the daughter plays here, and the mom won the state championships. I know
I got 3 of those kids like that. I got an 8th grader same way, Maddie.
Yeah.
That does that, and that's the cool thing. Like I said, I mean, it is pretty cool when it is sometimes a vibe. I think Dell City's having that. A couple of kids are coming back. Midwest City coming back.
Yeah.
We talk about Midwest City. The moms are coming in. They're like, "Hey, that's me up there."
Yeah, that's me up there. So it's pretty cool to come back and see your mom or your dad on the deal. So, like I said, it's a good deal. Like, I'm excited for this weekend. Like I said, you still got some football games going on. You got Tuttle and Elgin going Saturday afternoon, and you got Carl Albert and Guthrie going that Saturday night. So should be a good game. I know Carl Albert beat them early in the year, but Thanks, I always tell people I think it's hard to beat a team twice. Shout out to Harris Neighbor Choctaw winning their first gold ball in football.
What
So
was it, like since 1960 something?
1960.
Something
So
like
that's
that.
crazy. Some of
Yeah.
us we ain't thought of.
Yeah.
I wasn't, so I'll just tell you. But that's pretty good that some of those kids are being seniors going out winning that gold ball, man. And coach, you know what it feels like. And I know this is a gold ball, but like I said, to win that one back in when it really really counts is big time. But like I said,
Yep.
we'll catch you next time, right?
Sounds good.
We'll see you.